Good morning, you guys. I thought for Vlogtober today we would do a get ready with me. I do have the upper half of my face already prepped and ready. I figured we would do the rest of my face and my eyes together, and I thought today we would do something a little different so that this wasn't so boring. My iPad's not broken, it's dead, so it's on the charger. So I figured I would just write down some like get to know me questions, and I feel like it's easier to listen to like that type of video, whether people are telling story times or answering questions, Q&As. I feel like it's easier when you have something visual. Do you know what I mean? It keeps your attention better. So I figured a get ready with me and a get to know me would be fun for this Vlogtober, just in case I didn't have enough content. I do have a video for tomorrow that I'm gonna work on really hard tonight so I can put it up tomorrow about doing these gel nails, and I'm so excited about it. Yes, I'm still in my pajamas, but it's just an early morning get ready with me. Usually my get ready with me's I am in my pajamas. One makeup thing that I want to share with you guys, this is revolutionary. I'm gonna link these. I got 12 of them for like $3.99 on Amazon. These have been what I've been using and I was skeptical. I was like, oh my god, they're probably gonna not they're soft, so I don't know what it's gonna look like. You guys, it has been revolutionary. I have not had to do makeup touch-ups, nothing. These are fabulous. That I'm gonna do just like a brown eye. We got a lot of stuff going on this homecoming weekend. I just have a Morphe palette, but you can use any browns. I don't know what exactly I'm gonna do yet, but this one is the James Charles palette, and it just has a lot of browns. I think I'm gonna start, I wanted something red. I'll get into this, why this is all chalked up, and that's a hilarious, well, not hilarious, but it's a funny story, I'll tell you. I'm thinking maybe just doing this all over the lid and going from there because I want something a little red, but it has orange on it, so I'm gonna use my little spin wheel. The blue pigment, or the blue eyeshadow. So I have a Charlotte Tilbury foundation that I am obsessed with. It's my favorite. It's so expensive, but it is my favorite. I'm just gonna talk, and you can just watch. Like I said, it's just a visual. This is just a get ready with me, no tutorial. I hope you can be able to see me. So what was I saying? Oh, so I have this foundation. I love it. It's the this one, the Flawless Foundation. This is it's supposed to be neutral. That's why I bought 2 of them, the same friggin' color. It's gorgeous, you guys, on the skin. It will make you feel airbrushed. Well, I took a picture and I noticed that it was pulling extremely orange on me. I don't know why, because it's supposed to be neutral, which it's not. So I was gonna buy, I have pigment in here, the white, oh, here it is. You guys can skip ahead, I'm sorry, I know I'm a little chatty. So I have the LA Girl Pro color. They make this in blue, green, other colors. So I knew blue cancels out yellow and orange, or orange. So I'm like, you know what? And let me try this trick. Before I buy myself a blue pigment, let me just add a little eyeshadow on my hand and mix it. So I'm mixing and mixing and mixing, and I'm digging into that eyeshadow because I don't really wear a lot of blues, but I do have plenty of blues and it's still usable. I'm digging in it, I'm mixing. I'm like, man, this is fantastic. I get my makeup on and I'm looking at myself and I'm like, I look like I have a 5 o'clock shadow and I look green. I'm like, oh my god. And I'm like, I'm not taking this foundation off. Maybe in natural lighting it won't look so bad. So I'm looking at myself and I say to my husband, oh, do I look funny? Like, this is a very expensive foundation. I can't even bear the thought of wasting it. Do I look funny, or can I get away with it for the day? We went out to lunch, everything, and he looks at me in the lighting in the living room and he says, like halfway through the day, I see what you're talking about. I'm like, you are kidding. It definitely neutralizes the orange tones in the foundation, but I used, you need a drop. You don't need a lot. And that's where I made the mistake, was I put way too much in and I looked crazy. I don't know if I have clips from that day. If I do, I will definitely let you know, but I don't know if I even filmed that day. It was a weekend, so I'm not sure that I did. So let's get into these questions. I just wrote them down on my damn iPad. That thing never stays charged. It's just like a regular Apple iPad, and that friggin' thing is a piece of junk, I think. Man, we're 8 minutes in. I am so sorry. So my middle name was, I just looked up like get to know me tag questions, and I took almost all of them except 2. I think they wanted to know if you liked PC or Mac, and I didn't like that question because I don't really care, and what kind of phone I have, which I thought was like, that's boring. So I took 2 questions I changed. So my middle name is actually Frances. When I was younger, I used to be very embarrassed and upset. I feel like I'm getting a little bit of a headache too. I feel like I'm getting like a little bit of a headache. I'm not really sure why, but yes, my middle name is Frances. Growing up, I hated it. I was named after a family member, but now I love it. That's a really pretty color. Let's do the other eye so we can match. Yep, Frances. So the next one was what, I'll put these questions in the description if you ever want to answer them. You know, it would be fun if you could, I know there's a lot, but it'd be fun to answer them in the comments and I can read. That would be cool. I know 25 questions is a lot. I don't even know if I'm going to get to all of them, but I'll put them in the description in case anybody wants to make a video or post it on their Instagram, or, you know, put it in the comments for me to read, because I would love that. I really would. Favorite subject in school? If you had asked me in high school, it would have been English class. If you asked me as an adult what I would have enjoyed, it probably would have been history, just because I am so much into historical fiction, anything history. As a matter of fact, my husband's best friend lives on a piece of historical land here where they found German soldiers. So they brought in archaeologists, students, to dig up her backyard and found all type of really neat bones and stuff. Now of like Haitian soldiers, I think it was. I don't know. I'll definitely put it up on the screen. I would love to give you more information about it, but I don't want to disclose like too much about our location, but it was really neat. We do live in a very historical area. So it would have been that. My favorite drink, I'm assuming they don't mean alcohol, so I'm just going to do regular. I am a soda drinker. I always have been. When I was younger, I used to drink Diet Coke with lime. I get into these, like, I'll drink the same thing for 15 years, or I'll eat the same thing for a month straight. So for like 15 years, the only thing I drank was Diet Coke with lime. Remember the Diet Coke with lime? Oh, it was so good. So then they discontinued it, and I remember my husband took me probably to 25 different grocery stores within a 25-mile radius, probably not that many, looking for it. We didn't know it was discontinued. And then they came out with ginger lime. Now I can still get Diet Coke or I can get Coke lime at like Popeyes. Wendy's has it. If you haven't tried it, it's so good. And I believe Wawa has it. So I still can get it, but it's in a fountain version. I miss Diet Coke with lime so bad. So currently I just drink Diet Coke. I know it's bad for me, but I just don't care. So I really, really like that. I love cranberry juice. I love anything cranberry. But yeah, I do love me a Diet Coke. If I don't drink Diet Coke, I think my next choice would be, I would have normally have said like a Dr. Pepper, but recently they've just been too sweet for me. So maybe like a Sprite I really enjoy too. I love Mountain Dew. I don't like original Mountain Dew. That's disgusting to me. It's too fruity. But like any of the flavored Mountain Dews, like the surprise ones, I love. Okay, so that's really pretty. It's blended out. It's a little more orange than I thought. My favorite song. So that's going to be hard because that changes constantly. But if I had to pick like one favorite song, now I'm going to dip into the darker, like the next one over, just to deepen that up some. I have to go food shopping today again. I feel like it's all I do is food shop, and I gotta do something with my winter and summer clothes. So it's early. It's only like 9 o'clock, so I'm trying to do this not too long. I'm keeping track of the time. Okay, so my favorite song of all time is MCR's Black Parade. It's one of my favorites. Growing up, that was my favorite. It's all I listened to after my mom passed away was MCR's albums. So it's just something special to me. I don't really talk about much, but as of late, anything from Zach Bryan is probably my favorite, but his new album, I feel like Ticking is one of my favorite songs. It's so good. Hey Driver, Spotless is great. But some of my favorite songs from him would be I love Sun to Me. That's one of the best songs he's ever written. Just truthfully anything. I just love all his songs. But my favorite song from Zach Bryan is Leaving. I don't know why. I think it's because it's about mental illness and staying with somebody through mental illness. It's just such a good song. But anything from Zach Bryan. But OMG, Cameron Marlowe. Zach Bryan's lyrics are what does it for me, not necessarily his voice. But oh my God, anytime my husband plays, he sits in the garage and listens to music and plays golf on his phone. Anytime my husband listens to Cameron Marlowe, I'll text him and be like, are you flirting with me? This guy's voice, especially Not Enough Whiskey, that song, anything he sings just sounds like he's flirting. And it is just the most sultry, sexy, amazing voice. If you haven't heard him, and even though if you're not a big country singer or listener, you should listen to him. It's so good. So it's, what would you name your child? What a weird question. So it was the early 2000s. So I had, of course, those typical names picked out that kind of were popular then. Lily was one of them. Evie was one of the names I was looking. Jocelyn was one of the names that I was thinking about. If she had been a boy, it was going to be Ethan. Way too young and irresponsible to be naming a kid. But yes, it was Lily, Evie, Jocelyn. But I landed on Brooke. I'm going to the next dark brown. Yes, her name is Brooke. And it fits her well. Did I play sports in school? Yes, I played basketball for a couple of years, about 4 or 5 years. And I was in youth group, but that's not sports. But those were the two things that I was really into. Favorite book? That's also a hard one. I love the Sarah J. Maas A Court of Thorn and Roses. That's my favorite series. My second favorite series is the Jack the Ripper series. And then, but my favorite book of all time, a book that to this day, I read this book over 5 years ago. To this day, I'm gonna have to take this robe off, it's getting hot. I still think about this book, and it's All the Ugly and Wonderful Things. If you haven't read it, now, I'm just telling you now to definitely read up on your trigger warnings for it, but it is one of the most beautiful books I've ever read. And like I said, to this day, I wish I could have not read it and reread it at a later time. One day I want to reread it and listen to the audio as well, just to get like a more, I just feel like sometimes with audiobooks, it feels like you could almost envision it. So it's just one of my favorite books from Bryn Greenwood. Oh my God, it's such a good book. Let me know if you've ever read it. It's very taboo and it's not going to be for everyone. But I really love that book. My favorite color is orange and yellow. But I love every color. So blue is not my favorite. I'm not really a cool tone person, but I feel like, now this might be weird, but my sister understands because she's an artist. I feel like I see color differently. So I don't just see, because I do makeup, like I don't just see this as brown, and this is beige, and this is brown. So this would be like a red tone brown. This would be more of a neutral. This one would be more neutral. This one has a little more red tone. This is like so you have a blue base red, an orange base red. So I don't see colors like somebody who maybe doesn't do makeup or art does, where you would just say, oh, that's brown. And I'll be like, no, don't you see the red undertone? Or that's blue. And I'll say, don't you see the yellow in that blue? So I love all colors, but right now I'm really in love with oranges, yellows, beiges, browns. I don't love grays as much. I feel like they're a little boring for me. I like bright things. This is funny because we talked about this in a vlog the other day. My favorite animals, I put that in the vlog. It is number one, other than cats and dogs, like domestic animals, just regular like exotic or farm animals. I feel like I'm just going to blend this. I'm not going to keep adding anything because I want to do a little shimmer. Number one favorite animal in the whole world is elephants. Number two, and for my 40th birthday, I've been saying this for the last 10 years. I want to go to Africa for my 40th birthday visit. Do all kinds of amazing things over there. I don't know why I have such a calling to Africa. It's the weirdest thing. I know people are gonna be like, what is wrong with you, you crazy lady? But I just have this amazing call to Africa. I feel like it's one of the most beautiful places on earth. I just want to go so bad. So number one is elephants. Number two is any type of whale, but beluga whales are one of my favorites, but I love all whales. I don't know why I love whales so much because I know people have phobias. I do love them so much. And yes, I do say categorize from like 1 to 20 my favorite animals. I'm not going to do them all for you. But yes, and then number 3 would be, let me see if my eyebrows look okay. I'm doing my eyebrows a little differently. Number 3 would be donkeys. I just love them. They're so fun. And they're so cute and friendly. Horses are some of my absolute favorites in the whole world. They are amazing. I love them so much. I love turtles. The better question would be animals, or the easier question to answer would be animals that I don't particularly care for, that I still love because they're an animal, but they're not my favorite. And number 1 is hyenas. I think they're nasty. And I don't like coyotes very much. Foxes are amazing. I love foxes. They're so cute. But yes, I could talk about animals forever. If anyone watches me knows that I can ramble about not much fallout, believe it or not. Animals, they are my favorite. My favorite perfume. So it used to be, none of these are good shimmers. I think I'm going to dip into this palette. I have no idea what it is. Storybook Cosmetics. Oh, I feel like I'm getting a headache. Fairy Tales. I don't even know where it came from. But I do love these coppers. So I'm thinking maybe, or do I leave it matte? Let me put a matte in the corner and just see what that would look like first. So I'm going to go in with the white in this palette and just see and play with it. What was the question? Oh, favorite perfume. When I was a kid, I went to Delaware with my best friend for her birthday. And my uncle had given me like $100. And that was a lot to go to Delaware because they had no sales tax. You really could do a lot. And I had never seen like a perfumery store. They had the Tanger outlets over there. And I was determined to find a perfume. And my aunt wore Cool Water. And I loved the way it smelled. Well, I got to the outlet. It was way out of my budget at the time. Now you can find it for like $12. At the time, it was so out of my budget. So the guy's like, here, I'll recommend something. It was $13. It was called Halloween. I'll put it up on the screen so you can see it. And I wore that for years, this perfume, Halloween, from the ages of like 13 to maybe 17. That was my jam. In between, I wore, but that was my favorite for, I gotta go put the gate up so he doesn't go in my room. Pause, please. I don't want you in my room, okay? Pissy polecat. I don't want you in my room because you're a pissy polecat. Okay? I love you, but don't need to pee in my room. So for years, I wore Halloween. Again, I'm not somebody who changes my perfume often, so when I like something, you know it's good. So then I went over to Malibu from Pam Anderson. So weird, I know. It was the blue one, and I loved it. I don't know if I'm going to do shimmer today. So I wore that for about a year, and then I found that Ed Hardy that everyone wore in the 2000s, the pink one. I wore that for a very, very short time. Then I found Viktor and Rolf's Flower Bomb, and that's to this day over there what I've worn for the last 6 years. Just recently I got into Ariana Grande Cloud. I friggin' love. I absolutely love Replica's Beach Walk, and I love the cherry scented perfume from Target. But the only two perfumes I wear as of right now, long-winded, is Ariana Grande Cloud, and that's my summer fragrance, and then my winter fragrance is Viktor and Rolf. I've tried many, many, many fragrances, and I just go back to that. It's the only one that doesn't give me a headache. It's kind of like my signature smell. It's what everyone kind of knows. I know this video is going to be so long, you guys. I'm sorry. I will not put everything with the rest of my face on here for you. My favorite holiday. So believe this or not, do I want to do shimmer? No, I think I'm going to just leave it matte. I've been doing shimmer every single day, so I'm going to do a matte look today. And it's very appropriate for this time of the year. Very pretty. So believe it or not, growing up, I was not a huge fan of Christmas. I don't know why. I used to remember crying. I used to be very sad that time of the year. I hated it. And then my mom passed away. And it was the first time in my life that I had any type of savings. When she passed away, I was her beneficiary, and the bank gave me the little bit of money that she had, which was about $5,000, which to some people is a lot of money. To me it is, but to think that my poor mother only had $5,000 at the time to her name, now it just makes me sad a little bit. But she did what she could. She was a single mother, and that's a lot of money for a lot of people. And for me to have nothing, I was lucky at the end of the week to have $20, and I had assistance with food stamps at the time. I did the resources that I had. And I remember my husband went to his boss and said, listen, I don't have a choice. I need to make more money. I need to take more responsibilities on. I'm going to use this as my favorite foundation. It's a 24-hour Revlon long wear makeup. My skin looks amazing. I'm not trying to brag or anything. The Ordinary, I've been using the Ordinary, different products. I might do a little bit more of a in-depth video about my skincare, because my skin has been looking amazing. I can't believe this skincare is working the way it is. I mean, it has taken away my freckles, it has lightened them. My face really looks good, and I notice I use very much less foundation as of recently because my skin just looks incredible with the skincare. So give me a little bit of time. Definitely let me know if you would be interested in that. And I'll go into depth like what I've been doing and what's been changing. I wish I had before pictures. I might be able to find me without makeup on in before pictures, but my gosh, my skin looks great. I wake up in the morning and my skin just looks beautiful. So my husband took on more responsibility at work. We started out with $5,000, and that was the first Christmas that I went all out. I didn't care. I got them everything they could possibly have wanted. It was a huge Christmas. That's the only way I could fulfill what we were lacking our first Christmas without our mom. I don't know how to explain it. It just felt like that was what I was supposed to do for them. I know not everybody will agree. It was our first Christmas without our mother. They were little girls. My daughter was a little girl. And I thought, you know what? I can't heal these kids. I can't make up for anything that's happened to them. But I can definitely make sure that Santa comes this year. And I don't know if it was just a miracle. I don't know what you want to call it. but my husband ended up getting a decent bonus at work for Christmas. It was like $2,000, and we looked at that as just like not income. That's what we used to make Christmas really nice that year, and it just was a magical Christmas. And then so since 2015, Christmas has just been very special to me. I'm trying extremely hard to set up traditions, stuff that makes, because my sister always says Christmas doesn't feel like Christmas anymore. And I'm trying hard to be like, okay, well, maybe if we have things that we look forward to and we know we're going to do every single time of the year, plus my birthday is right before Christmas, my grandfather's birthday's Christmas Eve, and my husband's birthday is New Year's Eve. So we have a lot of December babies, and I just thought, you know what, let's make it special. And it slowly became one of my favorite holidays. That's why I decorate with so much stuff. Even though it might look like a bunch of clutter, there's no rhyme or reason to my decoration. It's just to make it feel special. And so slowly that became my absolute favorite. 4th of July is truly my favorite holiday. I feel like the reason I love it so much is because there's no strings attached. You barbecue, you're with people you love, you get to sit on the beach and watch fireworks. Anytime I'm on the beach is when I finally feel my true self. So first Christmas, then 4th of July. Long-winded answer, I'm sorry. But felt like it was quite important to the story. Look how beautiful. Like, that's all I need. This is a weird question, and I don't know how comfortable I am answering it because I don't understand, but it's like, rate your childhood 1 to 10. There were some times in my childhood that things were very good and stable. And then there was times where I feel like the best thing would have been was for me to go live permanently with my grandparents. But it's neither here nor there now, huh? But sometimes it was good. When my mother was good, she was good. But when she was bad, it was bad. And this is going to sound so horrible, but I'm sure people can relate. If my mother was high or drunk, she was amazing. I know a lot of people experience the opposite. If my mother took a pain pill or she drank, she was loving, and she could let go of any type of awkwardness, and she became a very loving. I don't know why. You could tell when my mother was drinking or took a pill because she became Betty Crocker. She would cook these big elaborate dinners, and she would want to snuggle you and love you. But when she didn't have it, she was very cold. And I don't want judgment. I know my mother had a lot of problems. Trust me, I know. And that's really not good, but that's just how it was. I know we are so far into this. I'm going to probably shut this off and finish my powder and stuff. But let me do one more question. Have I ever been out of the country? No. I've been to places all over America, but never out of the country. My favorite was probably New Mexico. It is beautiful there. Okay, this last one, and then I will shut off and so we're not here all day, and I'll come back to finish up blush. Do I speak another language? So, of course, the answer, well, I shouldn't say that because there are a lot of people that do. The short answer is no. Now, the longer answer is I desperately would love to learn to speak Spanish because my sister, who also is like my daughter, is going to marry this guy too, and I love him more than life itself. He is Mexican, and he speaks fluent Spanish. I mean, he speaks English too. He's from America, but his mom and dad immigrated from Mexico. I don't know where exactly, but they ended up in, I think, North Carolina. I can't remember. But he speaks Spanish, and I'm like, and I tell my sister all the time, like, you and I need to learn, just number one, so we can communicate with his mother better, because she does speak broken English, and I just think that it would be a sweet thing to do, is learn how to speak Spanish so that she can feel a big part of this family too, because that's my major goal in life, because things got so messed up with my middle sister, and with her husband and stuff, things just kind of, that's a long story, but I want their family to feel very accepted. I met his sister and she is so much fun, and I just want everyone to feel accepted, and I feel like his mother and him are gonna want to teach his children and my sister's children to speak Spanish. And I think that they absolutely should. And I think that if anyone has advice, like, is Duolingo like a really good place to learn? And I want to be able to communicate and also speak Spanish. Like, I just think it's an amazing thing. I hope that doesn't come off like weird or anything. I just think that we don't have to. I just think it would be nice to be able to speak Spanish as well. My cousin John, he was in the military for years, and he lived in Colombia, and he married a woman who was Peruvian, and he speaks the most, I mean, like, you would never know he wasn't Spanish if you didn't see that he was a white guy. But he speaks fluent, beautiful Spanish, and I just always am jealous that I never followed through with it. Now, about 5 years ago, I tried with the Duolingo, and it was incredible, and I wish I hadn't quit. I had done it for about a year, and I just want to learn Spanish. I just want to be involved in every aspect of my grandkids, my nieces and nephews' life. I want to support everything. And I love my sister's boyfriend. Sorry, I say husband because he's gonna be. I just love him. I think he is truly, I feel like my mother sent him to us to heal something, and I know that's a lot to put on somebody, but he's immature a little bit because he's still a kid, for God's sakes. He's only I don't know, 20 or 21, but he's like, I don't know, I've never met someone so gentle and kind like him, and he's huge. He's this gigantic guy, but he's like, I don't know how to explain it. He's just so perfect for my sister, so perfect for our family. My husband loves him. That's the most important thing because he's like their father. And I said to him, you know, they broke down the other night, and it was just that they needed antifreeze in the car, and we drove 40 minutes to go find them. And I'm like, you know, he was kind of like, not annoyed, but like that dad bullshit. And I'm like, listen, he doesn't have like a father that has been big in his life. Give the kid a break and be that father figure for them that they need. And he calmed right down and just showed Joel how to do everything. So it made me feel good because that's what I want. I want people to come to us, and I want to, when they need to buy their first house, to be able to help them, or when it's time to have children, them to come to me for advice. I want to be what I didn't have for them, and he's just amazing. And all that just to say, no, I don't speak Spanish, but I want to. I want to learn more than anything. I think it would just be an amazing, amazing thing to be like, oh, by the way, yes, I speak Spanish, and I can communicate with you perfectly, and you can feel comfortable talking to me, and it would just be fabulous. I would love it so much. And I just think this day and age, being bilingual is just a necessity. It makes no sense not to be. And not to mention, it's going to be amazing when you apply for jobs if you're bilingual. I just think it's fantastic. All right, you guys, I'm going to powder my face because I know this video is going to be extremely long, and then we'll whip through the rest of the questions. I will be back. All right, my beautiful friends, this is the eyes completely done. I hope my eyebrows don't look silly. I'm doing something a little more pointed again, just not as lifted as I used to do. So I finished up the eyes. I just did everything I did on the top, on the bottom, add a little bit of a black in my waterline. This is my favorite. I don't even know if I should show this because I literally don't know how old it is. It's the one from L'Oreal, the chubby one. It doesn't matter how many times I sharpen this and use it, it doesn't go anywhere. It literally goes nowhere. So I have the Patrick Ta Major Headlines Blush Volume 2. And I'm thinking I forgot to do cream blush today, which I've been doing every day, but I'm going to play with this one first, and then we'll go into the darker one. Let me take just a fluffy brush. I usually don't use these. So the next question, this is a Luxie Tapered Highlighter 522. Siblings, yes, everyone that watches me knows I have a bunch of siblings. My favorite store, I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. I love Target, I love Walmart, I love Ross, TJ Maxx and Marshalls, but my favorite store in the world is like Barnes & Nobles or BAM. My favorite restaurant, so for like a chain restaurant, Chili's is probably one of my favorites. No, Chili's is definitely my favorites. And then I have a Mexican restaurant up the street from me. Oh, it's so good. And then I like Chicky and Pete's as well. But my favorite's probably Chili's. Or it has been as of lately. I like diners too. I mean, I'm in the capital of diners. I think New Jersey is like the capital of diners. Did I like school? If you had asked me when I was in school, probably not. I loved grade school and elementary school and junior high, but high school was tough for me and I didn't make it easy either. This has a little shimmer to it. It's really pretty actually. I've never used it really. Favorite YouTubers, probably just singular, but I will link a few of their channels down below for you, but Shane Dawson, I know all the trauma and trouble and BS that it was with him, but to this day, I still love him. I watched his conspiracy video last night, and my sister, you got to go watch it. I'm not going to tell too much, but my sister used to be an employee at TJ Maxx, and I'm pretty sure that's where he was. So go watch the video if you have or want to, and come back and discuss it with me, and I'll tell you the truth because I called her immediately and she told me the truth. So I know people are gonna be like, what the hell are you talking about? If you watch the video or you know what I'm talking about, and I'll tell you what she said. As an employee there, she was there from the time she was 17 till last year. So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 6 years. My favorite movie is very difficult because I'm a big, gigantic movie person. I actually just watched the movie Pearl the other night and it was really good. So I love movies like that. My favorite movie, though, I'm trying to think of the movies. Okay, I'm not going to get into the reason behind it because I know it would drive somebody nuts. My favorite movie is The Parent Trap, the one with Lindsay Lohan. It just has a special meaning to me because of my mom, and it's like a comfort thing. I love Forrest Gump, any Tom Hanks movie. I love The Burbs. Money Pit is one of my... I laugh every time when he goes home crap home, when he gets to the Money Pit house. I laugh so hard. But you guys, I am a humongous movie person, so I could never give you one movie. But if I had to say, it would definitely be, I love The Parent Trap. It's probably one of my favorites. Scream, I know that's weird, but I love it. I love Rob Zombie's movies, all of them. They're really good. But that new movie, Pearl, was really interesting. I loved it. Favorite TV shows, here we go again. It's hard for me because I'm somebody who watches the same shit over and over. I'm just going into the darker one to give me a little definition. Roseanne is my #1 favorite show. I've seen those episodes more than I've seen my own ass. I mean, I know that's silly, I shouldn't have said that, but yeah, I've seen Roseanne more than anything. The first 1 through 4 are my favorite seasons. After that, it gets a little weird. Golden Girls is something that I watch on repeat. I love Hannah Montana. I know, sue me. The Hannah Montana movie is one of my favorites because my mom loved it. I love Step by Step, and I was so sad when Suzanne Summers died. I could have cried. I was so upset. My husband comes in, he's like, I have something to tell you. And I'm thinking, oh God, what the hell could happen? He's like, Suzanne Summers died, and I wanted to be the first one to tell you so you don't find out. I'm like, oh my God, why? I love her. TV shows, so Golden Girls. I love Stranger Things so much. I don't know, guys, I like a lot of stuff. I like, of course I'm drawing a blank. Stranger Things was one of my favorites. Oh, my number one. I don't know how I could have forgot. The most important, Game of Thrones. You guys, it's my favorite. And it's a very special, special thing to me because it was the first show my husband and I ever really bonded over that was of a genre that I love. I remember I put it on. My sister subscribed to HBO and she gave that to me for a present so that I could watch the new Pretty Little Liars, which Pretty Little Liars is one of my favorite shows too, but I still haven't watched the new one yet. But I was like, you know what? My sister always talked about Game of Thrones, my middle sister. So I'm like, I'm going to watch it. I'm watching halfway through. He starts looking over. I'm like, damn, I knew it. And we were hooked. It is probably, to this day, we still talk about it all the time. That's how much we love it. We go back and correlate everything to it. It's just been I know it's a silly thing, but it was just something that we really, really bonded over. And it was of a genre, like I said, that I love. We loved House of Dragon. I'm so excited for the new one. And has anyone confirmed or denied the new Snow? Is that coming out? Because Jon Snow is everything to me. I hope it comes out. So yes, Game of Thrones. And right now, and don't do any spoilers, we're on we just started season 7 of Shameless, and so far I love it. It's a very hard show to watch though, that's for sure. Some of it's very heavy. I really wish I had glitter on. It's hard for me not to put glitter on my eyes. Favorite actor or actress, this is what I changed. My favorite actor is Tom Hanks, hands down. If anything happens to him, it's gonna be a very rough time on me. I don't know why I have such a love for him. He is one of my favorites. Robin Williams was one of my favorites. I don't really like talking about him because it makes me sad. What else do I need? A little bit of highlighter, even though my cheeks are pretty nice already. As far as actresses, I love like Susan Sarandon. I love Susan Sarandon. I love Meryl Streep. Oh my god, I love her so, so much. My favorite Meryl Streep movie, though, is She-Devil with Roseanne Barr. Roseanne Barr is one of my favorite actresses. I absolutely love John Goodman. Let me think, who else? I am in love, would marry her, would leave my husband for her. I don't know what it is about this actress. It's her eyes. She has the saddest eyes, and it's Sarah Paulson. I would leave my husband for her. That's how much I love her. And I think her name is Vera. The woman who plays in all of the Conjurings, who plays Lorraine, is probably the most stunning, beautiful. She also played the mother in Bates Motel. I am obsessed with her. Her and Sarah Paulson would absolutely give my husband a run for his money because I would absolutely run away with them. 100% love them. They are two of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. Then I had nicknames. Yes, I have a lot of nicknames. My actual name that is on my birth certificate, and I don't know why my mother did this because I've never been called it really much in my life except from doctors and when I was in school. Charlene is my actual name, but it's spelt, of course she did me dirty, and she spelled it C-H-A-R-L-I-N-E instead of E-N-E. So my whole life I've been called everything but my name. Charlotte, Caroline, Charline. So, but my whole life I've been called Charlie. So I have no clue why the hell she named me that instead of just naming me Charlie. So my name, that's one of my nicknames. But my sisters, I don't know where or why, but my whole life, since they could speak, have called me Abba. A-B-B-A. I don't know if there was maybe confusion when they were born because I was so close to them. But they've always called me Abba, and all of the nieces and nephews do too. But my two sisters have never, not one day in 25 years of them being alive, called me by my actual name. Never. Never, never, never. They've always called me Abba. Always. And that's what most of the family refers to me as. If you're looking for me and you want to know, they'll be like, where's Abba? Where's Abba and Danny? I think the next question was, how tall am I? 5'4". I don't remember writing that. That must not have been right. And then, of course, the last one is, do I have pets? You all guys know I do. It's so funny. I was just telling my sister that I would love to get, over the summer, we were in the pool, and this little jumping spider, I was holding it in my hand. Oh no, that just got messed up. I was holding this little baby jumping spider in my hand, and it was so friendly and so sweet. And I love spider videos. So I would love to do like those terrariums and do a spider. I love spiders. However, my dream would be a bird of any kind, a macaw, a cockatiel, a parrot, anything. I love birds. I think they're amazing, incredible creatures. I just lined my lips with 04 from Milani. So those are all the questions. I will link them for you in the description. I absolutely would love to hear if you want to put them. I'm not doing much else except putting on lipstick. I'm going to fix up my hair, and I'll be back to end this extremely overly long get ready with me. I'm sorry. Some people like it though, but I'll be back. Okay, you guys, so this is the end of today's look. I put on my little Scream earrings because it is Halloween. I put my hair up because it is kind of like, I don't have dry shampoo and it's giving me a hard time. This is the top I wore today. Very good for fall. I don't know if this is from Rotera or from Fly Kirby. Sorry, I have a little dog hair. And I just ended up with a little bit of khakis. Not a little bit, a pair of khakis on. So this is the end of today's look. I hope you enjoyed this Get Ready With Me. I will not drag the ending out too long. I will leave the questions that I answered down below in the description. If you would like to share your answers with me, I would love to hear them. And I'll see everybody, I guess, tomorrow. Tomorrow's a busy day. Tomorrow is homecoming. My dog's barking. Tomorrow's a homecoming football game, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye, guys.